Good morning once again here in Daytona Beach at the 2018 Beach and Ball Classic here. I'm Michael Panaggio, and I'm here with former Auburn great and former NBA veteran, and college assistant coach Mamadou Ninjai. Mamadou, thanks for getting on the broadcast with me here in this long day here at DME Sports Academy.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to it. It should be a great and exciting game.
TLAP out of South Florida comes in here. Usually comes here every year. These two programs are very familiar with each other. And Coach Wesamel Seuss, in his third year as a post-grad coach for DME and the director of post-grad basketball at DME, for the second year, comes in with probably his most talented roster, at least when you look at the size he has at each position.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like from the offset that DME have the size advantage. So we're going to have to see if they can capitalize on that.
Mamadou, who are the guys that you work with these guys, on a pretty consistent basis? Who are the kids on the DME roster that you're looking forward to seeing in live action today?
Look forward to seeing Kenny. Kenny definitely is a high energy guy, great worker, want to be in the gym all day long, so keep on getting better every single day. And also looking forward to see how Jacko is going to adapt to this game, because it looks like he's taller. Now he's going to have to look and adapt to the size, to the quickness of some of those smaller players and speed of the team of TSA.
Coach Al Seuss coming out in a little full court press, and TLAP responds and draws first blood with a three from number 12, Sheldon Edwards.
Yep, they're trying to slow them down with a three-quarter court press, but they left the shooter open. Nice find by Jacko.
Nice high-low action there, and Kenny Isnor from the Bahamas finishes the slam with two hands, and DME gets on the board here early on, 3-2 TLAP. And a nice find there by Sheldon, and he makes two back-to-back nice plays, and the finish by the little guard, Gianni Lancaster.
They're doing a good job to slow them down, but then once they cross the half court and they beat the press, the soft press, they have to recover and find the shooters that were the first shot, and there they give a layup. So they have to find, they have to be able to match up quickly. Nice job there.
And DME cannot convert on the turnover there after the nice steal by Jacob Tracy off of the deflection by Jocko. Sheldon Edwards hits his second triple here, and he's had his hands on all 8 points here to get TLAP or TSA Prep the early 8-2 advantage here as they fall back into a 2-3 zone.
It's the same shot. He has he's 2 for 2 at the three-point line, so they have to push up on him.
Three by Jermaine is no good. Jocko with the offensive rebound and kicks it out to Bobby. Bobby Miller for three from Burtonsville, Alabama, the 6'5" athletic forward. And Jacob Tracy off the steal finishes a flush with one hand, and a quick 5-0 run by DME to cut the lead to one here early on.
Nice job. I think the press is bothering them. They just need to recover now and find the open man. Nice job.
A 10-second call here on TSA, and DME starts to get a little momentum here early on in the first almost 3 minutes of action here. I noticed TSA only has 5 players on their roster today. Mamadou, how would you play that in a long tournament like this as Jermaine Marshall hits a three? How would you play your strategy if you're the coach of TSA?
I think, first you got to look at the players. It gives you opportunities to be able to play. You can play a different position, but it gives you playing time. you know, and definitely the coach got to be smart about it, and have to use his personnel really well.
And a nice 12-2 or 12-0 run here in about a, I don't know, it was probably about a minute stretch, and a quick timeout by TSA to try to figure out what they're going to do against this length and athleticism. Obviously, Coach Alsous looks like he's going to press them all game until this game gets out of hand to wear down the lack of depth and bodies that TSA has.
Yeah, I agree. The press is working really well. The problem was once they break it, DME was too slow to find and to match up. So, but they've been getting very good results. Now in the back end, once TSA breaks it, they have to find whoever's open and match up quickly. They switch the pick and roll. You have to be up.
Shot by Kevon Voiles is no good. Rebound by Bobby Miller, who finds Jacob Tracy, and off to the races DME goes, and broken play ends up in good hands as Jermaine Marshall.
I love Jermaine. He's always around the ball. High energy guy, very hard worker.
He's got a quick 5 here early on. And
rebound the ball, pass it, and push it.
a layup there by Jocko, and everything is living at the rim right now for DME as they've got a 10-point advantage here early on in the first half. A bank 3 is no good as CJ Lane gets called for a travel, and Wessam Alsous will go to his bench. He's got 3 fresh bodies down there, and he'll take out Jocko Fritz from the Netherlands and bring in Jeremy Golson out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, the 6'1 sniper from Florida.
He's definitely a sniper. I love the 3-ball. Nice pass. Nice finish by Kenny.
Everything at the rim right now for DME. A nice floater there by the numbers are, Gianni Lancaster. He's got 5 of the 10 points, or 4 of the 10 points here. 2 scores so far for TSA. Tracy gets the defensive rebound, and he'll push coast to coast, lose it, and
great pass.
A lot of contact there on that play, but no call. And
that's a very good drive, but I think we would just be shot ready and take the wide open 3. That's a shot you work on every single day.
And that's what he does pretty well, is shoot the ball.
Yep.
Sheldon Edwards gets to the line here. He's looking to get to 7. He has 6 points on the day and trying to add to that. He's been so far the only bright spot really for TSA early on. He's now got 7. Lead cut to single digits once again, and TSA will go man. A little miscommunication here, and 10 on the shot clock. Tracy looks in to Kenny Isnor. He'll go to a spin turnaround. Jermaine for 3. No good. Off of Kenny, and the ball will go to TSA.
Nice unselfish play and a very good shot.
Mamadou, what do you think Jermaine needs to do to up his stock as a small forward prospect at the Division I level?
Definitely what he's been doing, keep working on his skill set, keep working on his pull-up jumper. But one thing, he has very good size, very good body, and very good athleticism, you know, so he just need to keep on improving his fundamentals. But that's a kid that I would love to have on my team because he hustles, he do all the little things, which are unvaluable.
He has a little mean streak in him too. You know, he's a tough kid.
Definitely he is.
And Kenny Isnor will get a well-earned break after a nice three-point play, as Kenny has 7 points here early on. And Jocko Fritz will check back into the game. 23-13 here at DME. DME leading TSA early on.
Nice job there, nice job there. That's our man there. Causing the turnover.
And the ref called a travel there. I thought he was going to call an off-arm push-off there by Tracy, but I think that's better off for DME if he doesn't get into foul trouble.
Yep, and he had the man beat already. Just relax and make the shot. He didn't need to have that push.
Jacob Tracy, the 6'4", pure point guard from Fort Myers, Florida, actually enrolled for about summer school courses at Blinn University or Community College in Texas, where Cam Newton and Chris Birdman Anderson went to college at.
Cam Newton, War Eagle, one of the Auburn greats.
Yeah, he beat my Oregon Ducks in the national title game. I was pretty disappointed about that. Actually started at Florida. And speaking of Florida, there's a big game in Jacksonville today up with the battle of Georgia and Florida.
Yeah, that should be a weird one.
In the SEC East. Probably the championship, who'll go to Atlanta for that championship, SEC championship game is on the line today. Big games all over Florida, and this event is on that list.
Yeah, they have to find CJ because he just knocked down another three. So he's 3 for 5, three-point line, and all of them in the back of the press. So they have to find him and make him put it on the floor.
He's now got 10 points here early on. And Kenny Isnord is checked back into the game, this time for Jermaine Marshall. Bobby Miller's checked out, and Zach Johnson is checked in. This DME team is the national team, but as Jeremy Golson buries a three off of a nice pass from Jacob Tracy. But this national team actually has three Floridians on their roster. And 2 kids from Alabama.
Nice find, nice shot.
2 international kids and the kid from Rochester, New York. So
it's a great driving kick.
And the 3 ball has been good for TSA here early on as CJ Lane hits a 3 and the lead back into single digits. Jacob Tracy with the beautiful hesitation and left-hand finish at the rim.
On the defensive end, DME need to do a better job to help early and to recover to these shooters and have their hands up.
Lane tried again and no good this time, and Zach Johnson with the rebound. Tracy, pass gets deflected. Zach Johnson gets tied up under the basket, and the possession arrow is to TSA, and probably my favorite kid in the program, probably shouldn't say that, but Anthony Iglesias is in the game for the first time, the Rochester, New York native. Obviously, the Panaggio family's from Rochester, New York. Dan Panaggio actually coached at McQuaid High School, and that's actually where Anthony Iglesias went. Second team all Greater Rochester area selection, and he's only 5'6", but a very good shooter, very good pure point guard, and a total gym rat who is an extension of his coach Wes Malsus on the floor. broken play ends up good for TSA. But their transition defense is bad, and Jocko Fritz is at the rim off a made basket. And I'm sure, Mamadou, you as a coach, that would drive you crazy if you're giving up a layup after a made basket.
Definitely, but also DME need to do a better job. It was a missed layup, and it was 3 TSA players and just Kenny. So everybody got to come in and chip in for the defensive rebound before you start to leak out. Now TSA need to do a better job to have balance when the shot go up. They have to have a couple guys back on defense. But I mean, looking at the score, DME been playing really well, but it's only a 10-point game. So TSA is staying definitely in the game.
Tough take there, and a lot of contact. Kevon Voiles gets to the basket.
Yep. Anthony needs to do a better job keeping the ball in front of him. He has to guard his yard. And then definitely Zach Johnson needs to show the help early. Right? Because if you show the help late, it becomes tough, and it's going to be a foul. But very good drive by the TSA player.
Voiles misses the first. The refs have let these guys play. Only 3 team fouls for TSA and 2 for DME. Here early on, and you wonder at what point, Mamadou, do you strategically use your timeouts as the tempo in this game is becoming a shootout. I don't know how much that plays into TSA, considering the fact that Zach Johnson hits a corner 3 off an Iglesia assist, is going to play when you only got 5 bodies.
Yeah, definitely you're right. Coach need to use all of his timeouts. He cannot take them home, because he only got 5 players right now. One player on the bench injured, so he definitely need to use all the timeouts on each half.
That was another gorgeous finish by Sheldon Edwards. He's off to a fantastic start to the game.
Hell of a start. He's driving it now more. He made 3 threes already. So DME needs to really pay attention to him. Well, he seemed like the guy that can really, keep TSA in the game. Double team coming, nice find.
Nice cut off the post, feed by Zach Johnson, a nice look by Jocko Fritz. And Zach Johnson's got 5 points here early on off the bench for Coach Alsou. So that's a good sign, as Zach Johnson's coming back from a knee injury that kept him out, and it looks like he's still playing his way back into his form. But a very good piece off the bench for Coach Alsou, who really knows his role. And
that was a great, move, because first he had a wide open 3, then when the ball went in the post, he had a great cut to the basket. Great cut, and Jocko was able to find him. So you have to be able to do it all. As soon as his defender turned his head when the ball went in, he made that cut and got a layup.
10 on the shot clock here, and the clock has not started. Now it has. They got an extra few seconds here as Iglesia goes inside.
Again, post up, 1-on-1.
And I'm pretty happy that didn't go in for the fact that they were late starting the clock. That would have been a shot clock violation.
You gotta find them knocking down that 3. I think Jocko, the first time he was double teamed, that one he got a smaller guy, 1-on-1. Great job passing it, but he needs to be more aggressive trying to score the ball.
And Voiles and Iglesia trade 3s there, both from the NBA line, and Voiles comes right back with another one. So he's got a 6 straight for Voiles as he's came alive, and DME's lead back down to 8.
Nice find again by Jocko. He's doing a great job finding the open man. Great job. And wonderful job with his DME guards, cutting after they pass the ball inside the post.
Absolutely. And Jocko's got such a nice game to him. Mobile, active, like you said, a good post player where he can create for others, and also, obviously maybe needs to look for himself a little more.
Yep.
when he has the matchup.
I love his feel for the game. Jacko got a great feel for the game, very unselfish, very good defense right there, can guard multiple positions, can play the 3, 4, and 5, so which is very valuable. You saw that.
Great pass and throw ahead by Iglesias to Fritz, and he returns the favor from that post feed, and DME's lead back up to 12. Voiles to the cup, gets hit in the head, and he'll go to the free throw line. DME struggling to guard TSA, though, in the half court. High-scoring affair.
But sometimes it's just discipline. So Jeremy did a great job to come back and be in front of him. He went up. He was in a tough position. Do not come down. Don't give the ref. When there is contact, you don't want to give the ref any excuse to call a foul on you. All he had to do is just stay straight up. He would not have made the shot. But when you come down on it, now you give a ref, an opportunity to call a foul on you. The defense was pretty good originally, but at the end, it was just a little bit of lack of discipline.
And Voiles, the recipient of the foul call, and he has now scored 7 straight for TSA. He's now got 8. He's in double figures, but 8 straight by him to keep them afloat and keep them in striking range here as we just passed the midway point of the first half. DME up in a high-scoring affair so far, 43-33. As they go back inside to Fritz, who makes another great pass.
Great pass.
One to Jeremy Golson. He hits his second triple of the first half, and Coach Alsus is getting a lot of production here from his bench.
Yep, the bench is really good. All these players are very, very good. Being a starter doesn't mean much, so you just need to play well, with the opportunity you are given. And Jacko is doing a wonderful job finding the open man. He already gave Jeremy a couple wide open 3, and he's now 2 for 3 at the 3-point line.
Iglesias making his second trip back to the free throw line here in the first half. He's now got 6 and 2 assists. And makes the second one. Rattles it in, and this is the biggest lead DME's had so far here in the first half. Up 15 with 48 points already here with just under 7 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, definitely offensively, they've been able to get whatever that they wanted. Very good looks, and they've been able to convert that at the 3-point line, in the fast break, at the rim. So, but defensively, I think they can do a better job.
Mamadou, how are you going to guard DME with the lack of size and with the lack of depth and all the talent DME does have on the other end? How would you guard them if you were TSA?
I think right now you got to let, for example, Jericho finish one-on-one. He haven't scored one-on-one inside the paint. But they're giving them a lot of wide open threes, all transition. You got to take away your transition points, and you cannot give them any open 3 either. So let Jericho play one-on-one. See if he can finish inside. But transition is going to kill you. And wide open 3. DME have very good shooters.
And a 3 by Zach Johnson after another assist by Iglesias, a steal by Marshall, and a finish in transition. And next thing you know, you look at the scoreboard, and it's a 20-point lead here for DME.
Yeah, once they've been able to get a couple stops, they've been able to score. DME been able to score the whole game.
This is a good matchup here as they start jarring back and forth between Sheldon Edwards and Jermaine Marshall. I'm going to keep an eye on that as both of them are playing very well, but also getting after it and a little jaw and back and forth. Shot there by C.J. Lane's no good. Rebound Iglesias. And Fritz scores, and I think maybe Coach for TSA needs to call a timeout here as his team looks fatigued, and the lead is swelled up to 22 now.
Yep, definitely. He needs to fix a couple of things. One is transition. They've been giving a lot of points in transition, And number two, they can be over-helping either. Help early, but recover to those shooters and keep the ball in front.
Iglesia with a nice split and high finger roll in that dances on the rim and goes in. And Voiles and him trade back-to-back takes to the basket.
Great defense by Jermaine. Keeping up the intensity even though they have a big lead. Nice
Voiles,
drive.
he's got it rolling, showing with the offhand, the right hand off the glass. He's got 14 now. And a rare stop on the defensive end by TSA.
It's more of a miss than a stop. You know, Jericho needs to relax and make that layup.
Tough three by Sheldon Edwards, no good, and DME off to the races. Bobby Miller gets his shot blocked by Edwards out of bounds. 4:16 left, 57-37, DME on top. And here in the first round of the second set of games here at DME.
Jacko doing a great job on the glass.
Turnover by DME. Take to the basket is good by Gianni Lancaster. He's got 6 now here in the first half. And TSA has got it back under 20 here. Jocko finds Zach Johnson for another three, his third of the first half.
They've really been very successful on that play, and TSA need to do a better job reacting. Jocko have not scored on the block yet, so you don't need to come and double team him. Maybe show early help, but recover. But DME has made at least 4 to 5 threes on that inside-out pass, so they cannot give that up. Already 15 points on that, and 0 points one-on-one on the block. So they have to take that away.
Jocko's, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I would think he's the leading assist man in the game right now. Playing out of the post. And Voiles, who's building on a nice half right now, even though his team's down 21, he's got 14 points here, and trying to build on that. Is both teams are now in the 1-1 with 3:15 left.
Jocko got a great feel for the game, and right now he has seen what has been working, which is the inside-out play. So catch, he's being very, very unselfish, not forcing anything, and finding the open man again.
Bobby Miller.
Nice job.
With a nice jump hook in the lane and used his athleticism. And he's got a 40-inch vertical, so he used that to his full advantage right there in the post. And then he used it on the glass to block a shot, but Sheldon Edwards. As Fritz travels, I'm not sure if he did.
I don't think it was. It looked a little bit odd, but it wasn't a trouble. I think the size of DME is really bothering TSA, you know, size and skill set. And they are very, very well coached, you know, as you can see. They do a very good job in transition offense. They do a very good job sharing the ball as well and making shots.
Ball gets deflected out of bounds by Jacob Tracy, and the ball will stay with TSA. Mamadou, what do you think TSA can do to try to get back in this game and get back in striking distance before the half?
I think before the half, they need to get a couple stops, and then, you know, they cannot have that. You know, put pressure on the ref, drive the ball like they were doing earlier, drive and find the open man. You know, but they have to get stops. They need to have a 5-man rebounding, and if I was them, I would also pick up full court right now. But being undermanned, it may be hard for them to do. Coach might need to call a timeout.
Yeah, he's still saving a good amount of them, and Jeremy Golson checked back in for Anthony Iglesias, who's had a very nice first half as well for DME, as Bobby Miller misses the take to the basket, and Voiles off to the races. Hesitates, inside hand finish, no good. Rebound Tracy. I think the pace of the game is hurting TSA a little bit as Jermaine Marshall misses a dunk.
How to finish that?
The 4-point swing there, that's something that TSA needed desperately.
Ooh, I think he must have tripped.
This is a little too high-paced for a team that's only got 5 bodies.
Yep.
And they got to play later on today. That is a tough finish by Sheldon Edwards. And him and Voiles are 2 very talented guards. But at this end, there is no resistance.
Yeah, try to take a charge or something.
That looked like when Musa went baseline and you were thinking about sliding over there. And
man, I didn't want to hurt him. I let him go, you know. When I play defense, it's the man or the ball. Both are not going to go through now. One of them staying, or both.
A timeout by Al Seuss here. 7-second differential before the half. DME 66 points here in the first half. However, they have given up 46 in large chunks to Kevon Voiles and Sheldon Edwards for TSA. 2 very talented guards we've seen. But Mamadou, what would you draw up here with a 7-second differential if you're Coach Al Seuss?
I mean, you know, with 7 seconds, you know, if you can get one good shot, it will be good. You can get a ball play driving the ball, or you can give it to Kenny. And once they come to double team, kick it out. Try to run a play for Kenny inside, and they've been shown to come and double team. If you don't have the one-on-one or the score, kick it out. They're going to have a wide open shot or drive. But they've been getting really good looks, so they should have a very good one here.
Tracy sets up shot.
They give the ball to Kenny. As I say, ISO, one-on-one.
Air ball by Isnord, and TSA can hold for 1 shot, but they won't. Sheldon Edwards, 3, no good, and DME actually got a 2-for-1 out of it all.
Yes, they definitely did.
And Tracy and Isnord will play high pick and roll.
Nice,
that's a gorgeous take.
Nice inside out, nice inside out.
By Jacob Tracy here.
Very good screen though by Isno to get him wide open. TSA should have switched that.
And after a high-scoring affair here in the first half, DME is comfortably in the lead with 68 points in the first half, leading by 22 points, 68-46 here in the first round matchup against TSA in the 2018 Beach and Ball Classic. The winner of this game will play here at 7 p.m. on this court. The loser will play at 7 p.m. on the Lakers court. Few stats here early on. Iglesias off the bench, 9 points off the bench. Isnord with 7. Jacob Tracy with 6. Bobby Miller with 9. Fritz with 11. And he has 5 assists out of the post. Jermaine Marshall, who had a great first half, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 points. Zach Johnson with 11 points off the bench, and Jeremy Golson with 6 for DME. On the other end, it's been a 2-man wrecking crew between Voiles and Edwards. Edwards has 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 points in the first half for Sheldon Edwards. and Voiles has 18 points. So those two combined for 37 of the 46 for TLAP here. What do you do if you're DME to slow them down, those two down? Because that seems like the two guys that are somewhat keeping them in the game.
Definitely, you need to locate them early. You know, you need to make them put it on the floor, but they've been doing a good job finishing at the rim. So what I would do is, you know, if they come back to the three-quarter press, when that press is broken, find them, make them put it on the floor, no open threes, and now when they make the drive, help early, make somebody else beat you. Don't wait for them under the rim because they've been shown to come and force the contact and get to the line. So show your help early, you know, and make them give the ball up. And now you go ahead and force somebody else beat you. You know.
We'll see what adjustments Coach Alsus makes here in the second half. If you're the coach at TSA, what are you telling your team down 22 here in the first at halftime?
You can't worry about the score. One play at a time. Get one stop at a time and run good, high-efficient offense. You cannot take bad shots, try to play one-on-one, because then what's going to happen is going to be, you know, misses, and DME been doing a great job going in transition and getting good, high-efficient offense. So play your game, run your offense, look for a good shot. But they have to get stopped. On defense, they got to start, but one play at a time. You cannot get, you know, back in the game down 22 in one play. One play at a time, and you know, try to get a good quality shot and make stops.
Got your boy Sweet Lou over there on the scores table.
He look like his hair. He look like his hair right now.
He was struggling early on in the first game with the scorebook, and got a lot of people in attendance today. It's been a good turnout so far here at DME Sports Academy. We do not have an update on the other court and who's winning on the other court. The winner of this game will play the winner of. Actually, there's a tie game between MacDill Military Academy and Life Prep. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game here at 7 p.m. 38-38 tie at halftime over there on the Lakers court. We are only live streaming this court for the event. Can't broadcast either game. We are videoing those games, though, so they will be up later on today for viewing if you are a fan of one of those teams who are on that court. However, the live stream will only be done on this court. I think we're doing a much better job now that I've got a good color commentator and Mamadou Ninja. I think we've upgraded from the first game from Momir Gajic, and Momir's now upstairs relaxing.
I don't know about that now. I'm just trying not to mess up. You know, you've been doing a great
very
job.
good
you know?
job, man. Doing a very good job.
I'm just learning from you.
I've had two international guys, and I think you are doing better than the Serbian.
Momir is great. Momir is great, you know.
He's me and Momir have done a game last year, and it was New Smyrna Beach versus DME, and DME had a close win, but Momir and I enjoy getting on here and doing this and working on stuff that you might use later on. Never know, Mamadou. Maybe you'll be with Shaq on TNT one day, and the clips from doing this game get you that job.
Never know, but that's a great crew. You know, with Shaq and Kenny and Charles, those guys are great, and Ernie.
Yeah, and they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun over there.
Love watching them.
Same starting five for DME, and obviously TSA has the same starting five. That's the only five they got. Is Voiles gets a steal and a layup to start the second half, and That's a good start for them, getting a stop.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to be more aggressive. You know, they have to really make DME uncomfortable. DME been very comfortable so far running their offense. They have to make them uncomfortable. What they're doing is like matchup switching everything. So it's like a semi-matchup zone. So whoever in your area, they're basically taking. But they have to do that more aggressive and try to make DME uncomfortable.
Call was on the floor, so DME takes it out. They go inside to Kenny Isnor, who pivots, turns, and kicks it out to Tracy.
That's a good defense on the post there. Keep the ball in front. Keep the ball in front. Now you got a box out.
No good.
All right.
Ball goes out of bounds, and 2 straight stops for TSA out of the half, and that's a good start for them.
Now take your time and get good quality shot.
We got a hip check on Jocko Fritz, and the ball will be out of bounds. Baseline out of bounds for TSA here.
They look like they started the game much more aggressive. They got a good stop, and they're putting pressure on DME.
DME comes out in their 1-3-1 half-court trap. Start the second half. Coach Alsus likes to do that so you don't have time to prepare after halftime. A nice finish there.
But even in that, the 1-3-1, you still have to keep the ball in front of you.
Gianni Lancaster with 8 points here now in the game, and TSA on a mini little 4-0 run to start the second half. Ball stays here.
That's what they got to do. Just keep getting stops and one play at a time.
We've talked a lot about Jocko Fritz, and we've talked a lot about Jermaine Marshall. Bobby Miller's a kid who on cue hits a 3 from the corner. From Alabama, 6'4", athletic 2-guard who shoots it pretty well. Where do you think, at what level do you think he would be probably most recruited at?
Definitely he's a D1 player. Definitely. He's very athletic. As you can see, have a good looking shot. So he just needs to keep on getting better overall. You know, but I do think he can be a defensive stopper. You know, the way he's so athletic. You know, that's where he needs to differentiate himself and lose his natural tool.
And 2 monster dunks by Jermaine Marshall here. Start the second half. One off of a Tracy lob off the backboard. And a steal and one-hand flush. And he's got another easy one here. He's got 6 straight layups or dunks off the beautiful find from Tracy in response to Sheldon Edwards' nice take to the basket.
Yeah, two things. You cannot let the trap get to you. You got to move the ball by dribble or by pass before the trap gets there on the 1-3-1, and also you have to take away the easy layups. You can't hold the ball too long against a 1-3-1, which is trapping.
Another great pass by Fritz. No good on the 3 by Miller, but Kenny Isnord, your boy, with a nice putback finish.
Too much size, too much athleticism. So, you know, TSA doesn't have any answer with the size and athleticism of DME.
The lead back up to, wow, this lead is swelled up to 27.
Real quick, because of the turnovers, they start turning the ball over. The first couple of possessions, DME turned the ball over, and they made a couple easy layups. But then they let the trap come and get them out of their offense.
Tracy for 3, no good. And Tracy has all the tools, in my opinion, to be a high major Division I point guard. You know, what do you think he needs to do to actually get recruited at that level?
Simplify it. You know, sometimes he makes things complicated. He's so big and strong. Sometimes he don't need 2 or 3 moves. Just one strong move, beat his man, score, or find the open man. But sometimes he plays with the ball a little bit too much because he's highly skilled. You know, you don't have to show it in every single play. and also be a lockdown defender as well, because with his size, he's somebody that can guard the 1, 2, and 3. So that makes you valuable. Play multiple positions on offense, can play the 1 and the 2, because he's so big and he's a very good shooter, you know. But on defense, he can guard 3 different positions.
Marshall's having his own dunk show, dunk fest, whatever you want to call it today. He's got 4 flushes on the day, and he's up to about 17 points or 18 points on the day. We'll know at the end of the game, but he's having a monster day for DME here early on.
I love what Jacko is doing. Again, finding the open man. Very unselfish. At times, too unselfish. But I love his feel for the game, and I love the level of unselfishness he's been playing with.
That's a pin by Tracy. That's a point guard going up there and protecting the rim.
Push the ball right now. Attack it, unless you're running a play.
At what point do you start thinking about rest? And I know you only got 8. You can't rest your whole team, but how are you going to substitute if you're Coach Al Seuss here and you know you got a 7 p.m. game later on?
Yeah, this game looks like, you know, they're going to win pretty comfortably. So maybe your main players play them a little less and use your bench more. Definitely. It's the time to do it. Either play everybody equally or rest some of your guys that you depend more for the later game, because this game looks like it's going to be in the bag.
Voiles can't finish on the layup, and DME gets possession, and they'll slow down and go inside to Fritz. They'll find Marshall.
Nice pass again, but I think it's a mistake. As I stated earlier, Fritz haven't scored anything one-on-one on the block. He actually missed a couple of chip-ins, so I'm not sure how efficient he'll be one-on-one scoring. So they cannot overhear, and they've been doing that the whole game. Make him score first. Very nice play. They had 2 wide open threes in the same play. A back screen, a back screen, pick the picker.
Now this is my question for you, Mamadou. Should this clock be running like a high school game as a post-grad game with this lead? I think Luwal's wrong right now.
Luwal wrong in what? Letting the clock run?
Yeah. I think TSA isn't going to complain because they got 5 bodies and they need to play later on today and be fresh, but I don't think this game should be running clock.
No. Whatever the rules are, we need to apply the rules.
I know in high school that rule exists. Sheldon Edwards is a scorer.
He is. He's been making some tough shots. But they don't have a lot of helps today.
Lead under 30 at 29. And TSA goes into a 2-3 zone and almost gets a steal. Fritz finds Miller. He gets to the cup. Reverse layup, no good.
Make it simple. Take the contact, finish with your strong hand, with your left hand. You don't need to try to go under the basket and make a tough shot. Just go up, make the contact, and try to finish. At least you get to go to the line.
Ooh, that's tough. And I think this is where Al Seuss needs to be worrisome. You can't lose Jermaine Marshall here, up 30, with the game in hand. And he looks shaken up a little bit, but I think he's a tough kid and he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'm not worried about him. But TSA is still playing hard, you know. They haven't given up. So I don't think it was intentional. It was just a hard challenge, you know. He wasn't trying to hurt him. He went up and tried to block the shot. So
that's what we call a good hard playoff foul.
It's just a good hard foul.
And,
yeah, nothing intentional or malicious.
And I think that's something that people have to understand, where you can beat me, you could run it up on me or whatever, but I'm not going to let you just, demoralize the rim. I mean, just terrorize the rim. And that's what Jermaine's doing. And I'm not just going to let you have, I liked the play.
Yep.
Didn't think anything was dirty about it. Thought it was just a guy saying, hey, you're not going to just have your own highlight reel against us today.
These young players, they're learning the game. They're learning, they're trying to play, at the highest level. So what is important is either you're down or you're up. Every single play, you try to play the same way. Every single play, you try to play the right way. So keep playing defense, keep running your offense, and play with confidence. Good defense by Jacko.
That's a 6'9", four-man guarding, arguably the best scorer on the floor, on the perimeter. It's pretty versatile.
Which is big, which is big. He's doing all the little things, Jacko. He's playing defense. You saw him. He's not trying to force offensively to get points. He's finding the open man, and defensively he's really committed. It's a great sign. A great sign. I love that.
Edwards gets a foul on Fritz as he wants to come out the game, and I bet Iglesia is coming in for Jermaine Marshall and Isnord coming in for Fritz. Two well-deserved rests for those two guys who I've been very impressed with, and I know Mamadou as well. Here with 10:23 left, DME in cruise control, up 30, as Voiles has an air ball here, something that hasn't happened, a rare air ball for him.
Yeah, I think TSA came in really focused on stopping Isnord and Fritz. And what happened, you gave wide open shots to the DME guard, who are really good shooters and really good playmakers.
So looking ahead, DME will play, I don't like to write teams off, but in this one I believe this will be a win for them. And they'll play here at 7 p.m.
You never know now. Maybe they have a Steph Curry.
Yeah, and if Al Sus loses this game, I think he should be demoted from the director of post-grad basketball. If he blows a 27-point lead here on his home floor to a team with 5 players.
Will it be him or the players? Which one take the blame?
Yeah. I guess in the NBA, Mamadou, the coach will get the axe before the players. At this level, we could actually probably move kids around. But
you're definitely right. DME is a program that is really focused on developing the players and really committed to these young men and women. So, I wouldn't be surprised that the head coach will get the axe before the players. Nice transition offense. Very good pass, very good finish by Isno.
So we're here with 8:34 left. DME up 29, and we're going to run out of things to talk about here. So let's look ahead to, as they're these are the things where, I'm not a fan of, because I think that's how people get hurt. I think the other team takes offense to it, and that's where you have those fouls. That's where you have those brawls and things like that happen.
I agree. DME need to still play the right way, because now they're taking some bad shot and forcing things. Move the ball, find the open man. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it complicated. It's definitely tempting when you got the 3-on-1. You want to be unselfish. At the same time, don't make it, more difficult than it needs to be. Basketball is a very simple game.
So looking ahead to the schedule, here is DME calls a timeout. Up 25 with 8 minutes left. We have, in the 1 o'clock game, we have DME Select, which is coached by my cousin Matt Pinaggio today, which will be a mix of regional high school kids and national high school kids. So just against Montverde's B team here at 1 p.m. So just, I know I'm excited to see your boy Moore today.
Yeah, definitely. More just play basketball for about a year. Doesn't turn 15 until next month. Long, athletic, but really have to learn a lot about the game. So he's been getting better, and I think all the regional and some of the national players are going to have a very good test today to see where they are, because Mount Wood program is a great program, and all of their teams are good and talented. So it will be a great game.
Edwards for three, no good. Isnord skies for a rebound.
Yep.
And, Kenny has not been playing a whole lot his whole life either. And those are two guys more. And, geez, we might need new rims by the time this 1 o'clock game is being played. And, but, you look at the post players in the program. DME's never been a program until this year where I think this is the best combination of post players that DME's had throughout the program and the prospects. You look at Kenny, you look at Jermaine, Jocko, Antonine, and then you got Moore. I know Musa doesn't want to be considered a post, but is 6'9".
Most of the point guard. You want to be the point guard,
So, and you obviously have a lot of hands-on with these guys. And what do you think, Mamadou, is one of the things that most of these young post players need to put their emphasis on that maybe they don't realize how important it is to be able to play at a high level like you did?
Fundamentals. You got to work on the fundamentals, and you got to focus on the little things. Don't worry about the scoring. I was a first-round draft pick, only scored about 8 points my senior year. But I can guarantee you can count on my hands how many times in 5 years or 4 years at Auburn I was late for a defensive assignment or maybe a rotation, or I didn't do a very good job on the pick and roll or running the floor. So those little things matters when you want to play, as high as possible at the college level, and hopefully at the professional level. But if you want to be the best you can be, you got to be really coachable. Listen to the coaches, and those small details make huge difference. So, that would be my recommendation. I'm not telling you be on the gym shooting threes or not shooting threes. But if you do the right thing, if you play the right way, trust me, you're going to find your niche. Because I think all those kids are good enough, athletic enough, to play on a very good team. But they have to learn the game, and I think they are very good and willing learners. I love Kenny Isno. I mean, he's an extremely, extremely hard worker. Want to listen, want to get better in the gym all day long, from morning to night. So, and you see, it's starting to pay. So he just needs to stay in the same, course he's on, and keep being coachable.
And I think the fun thing about Mamadou is you started to play late in your career, correct?
Yes, definitely.
And I think Kenny's the same way. More technically being 14, but he's a sophomore. That's playing pretty late. Mm-hmm. What were your biggest struggles early on when you were inexperienced and raw?
I mean, everything, because this game, if you're not skilled enough, it becomes tough. People have started to play, longer than you, but basketball is not chemistry or building a plane. As long as you are a sponge, you listen, you come to practice, and now what you learn in drills applied in the game. What you learn in drills applied in the game the best way possible. Be very, very coachable. But I think starting late also is not a bad thing, because sometimes when you start early, you build bad habits. But when you start late, if you have very good coaching, it's actually good, because they don't have to take out bad habits to teach you some new thing. I think that was a positive for me starting late, because I had some wonderful coaches. And these kids have a great situation here at DME being run at a great professional level All the coaches are very good. Leadership is wonderful. NBA experience. So, I mean, you know, they're getting really, really great teaching on and off the floor. So, you know, starting late may be actually a positive for them.
I agree. I think that as a player development guy, I think that's been something that I've enjoyed is I'd rather have a kid that started late than a kid who's been playing since 3rd grade and has all those bad habits ingrained in them that you're trying to change. For a moment there, I thought we were going to have to start talking about the game again because it was getting interesting, down to 17, but there's 2.5 minutes left. And Coach Alsous isn't happy, and I wouldn't either. The transition defense and really the games became a playground game here more so than anything. And that's definitely when you're in a tournament like this with teams that are very good in the upcoming rounds, you know, that could come back to haunt you if you aren't a disciplined team.
But I think it's important once again, like I said earlier, at halftime for TSA, play the right way. Same thing here. You got to keep building habits. Keep building habits. It's very tough though, because when you're up, naturally you're going to relax a little bit, you know. And when you're down, usually either you give up or you pick up the intensity. So now, you know, naturally DME relaxed, and TSA, you know, they have pride. They're going to compete. So, you know, they've been able to cut the score a little bit closer. So, you know, it's just a natural thing that you have to fight, you know, not a natural urge. So, but they need to finish the game the right way. But you can see TSA though competing, which is, you know, which is a testament to their team, undermanned but still competing.
We will take a break from the live stream play-by-play and color commentary for the select game and pick back up at 3 p.m. So you will get the live stream. You won't get me and Mamadou at 3 or at 1 o'clock. At 3 o'clock we will be here to do the game for the DME white team, which is Coach KO's team, as Fritz makes a nice finish in transition.
I love Fritz. I love Fritz. Great fundamentals, finishing with the left hand. It may seem like a simple play, but how many kids can, in full speed against contact, you know, switch from their right to their left and finish it softly at 6'9" to 6'10". So I think you have a great future. Keep on working, very unselfish, but, you know, making a lot of right plays. Have a great feel for the game.
He's already got an offer to Northeastern. I believe they're in the Colonial Conference. Northeastern, I would have to look that up. Either the Colonial or I think it is the Colonial. High academic school up north. And he's got interest from mid and high major programs already.
Yeah, his best basketball is ahead, but, you know, I just love his feel for the game, very smart. And you saw he probably leading the team in assists, you know, where most young players very mature for his age, because most young players in a game like this would be forcing shots, playing one-on-one. He's finding the right man and everybody playing well.
DME here with one last possession before they close out and advance to the next round. 1 point under the century mark, and Mamadou, I don't know if you remember when you were in Portland, but at this point they'd be chanting chalupa. They would want the free chalupa from Taco Bell if they got over 100 points.
Oh yeah, you're right about that, but there ain't no chalupa here. Unless Mike and Dan Panejo wanna bring some chalupa. It would be great, you know.
But DME advances, and they will play here at 7 p.m. in the semifinal game against either McAdill or Life Prep, whoever won on the other court. Do not know yet. We will get information soon on that. But DME wins 99-80 and advances to the semifinals here. And the next game up will be Montverde versus DME Select. here.
Definitely, it was a great game. You know, the DME is loaded, and actually they, you know, Isno and Jacob didn't have a great offensive impact. But what they did is they actually did a great job drawing the defense and find the open man, drawing the defense and find the open man. So, you know, to be able to beat them, you're gonna have to have some presence inside and outside. You know, it won't be easy.
Well, game high, I'm going to go out on a limb before I look at all these stats, was with Edwards for TLAP. He had 38.
Whoa.
Quiet 38. But it was loud, but it was irrelevant in the second half. Voiles had a quiet second half. He ended with 22 for DME. Jermaine Marshall with a double-double today. 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, and 13 rebounds and 6 assists for Jermaine Marshall. Jocko Fritz, 6, 10, 11, 12, 14, and 6 assists for Jocko Fritz. Bobby Miller was in double figures with 14. Jacob Tracy had 7 in the light action in the second half. Kenny Isnord, double figures with 11 and 8 rebounds. Iglesia with 9 all in the first half and 4 assists. Jeremy Golson was in double figures with 12. Zach Johnson with 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 DME players in double figures. Iglesia and Tracy, the 2 point guards, with 9 and 7 respectively. And Tracy had 7 assists and 7 rebounds and 4 steals. So pretty good game all around as DME advances. And we got a 52-minute break before the next one. Mamadou, I appreciate you helping me out. And if you want to do the 3 o'clock, I will be here. If you aren't, I understand.
Let me let you talk to my agent, man, you know. I need me a contract now, you know.
Yeah. And I think your daughters might be ready to go. I don't know how much they like basketball. I'm going to have to work on you for getting them to pick up the basketball instead of the volleyball.
Volleyball, man. They don't want to play basketball, so, you know.
Maybe they start late like you.
I would doubt it. But, you know, you never know. I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you so much.
Appreciate the help, man. We'll be back here at 3 o'clock for the next one. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back.